Park. We are an existing nonprofit. We've been in Asbury Park since 1942. However, we're looking at developing a for-profit farm on lots that we own. It's a vacant lot, it's a buildable lot, and we're looking for something innovative and exciting. We have a number of ideas, and so we have the collateral side that would possibly help us get funding from Mr. Preston, but then Mr. Madsen, the idea is that it's an old girl with a new hat. In other words, we are really going to be doing something exciting and innovative, and it will draw two sides of one town, because most of our urban communities, or quite frankly, have pockets of poverty and then areas of affluence. I have a private sector background. I also work for Prudential. I actually work for the city government, and now I work for this nonprofit. So I'm excited because we can really bridge the gap for the tales of two cities. So I'm interested in your views on, again, funding an old agency, a nonprofit, that's venturing into the nonprofit arena. For profit. So I'm a nonprofit now, and I'm looking to form a for-profit entity. And we're already doing some things that, you know, I hope nobody's here from the IRS, that are money generated. No, I'm only kidding. No, we're good. We have a wonderful relationship with the auditor. So we're really excited about, I'm really excited about this. And yeah, as long as you know, we're not.
I would say that the thing that the old girl with the new hat should focus on is operational excellence. So does this organization have the ability to operate the enterprise? And is there a way to demonstrate that? Generally, what we would encourage is a joint venture partnership with some entity that has done whatever this enterprise is. You're keeping it top secret even though the IRS is not here. But whatever that is, someone who's done it before in partnership would be helpful.
We've actually done some with the local business owner who has this particular business itself.
Okay.
But he can't do it on the scale that we do because we have a 10,000 square gym, and then a 5,000 square main administrative building, and then a buildable lot that's kind of funny. It's like 150 by 50. So it's weird, but you know, he can't do it to the level that we do.
Okay. I mean, if you have all those elements together, then and some capital from Echoing Green, call me.
Mr. Preston, what was your service area? Because I know PSC&G has a very specific service area, because I know about the NRTC money, and I know that our partner in Monmouth County and Asbury Park is specifically New Jersey Resources. So I know that there's issues with service area. So in particular, I know yours, Mr. Manson, is global. Got it. But yours, I was just trying to figure out what your specific service area was, because I'm also a fellow Northian.
We're looking for good transactions, and we'll go to Asbury Park to find one.
So I was advised that for those of you standing up, you don't have to stand up to ask your question. The gentleman and lady over here will bring the mic to you. But you're already standing, so that's fine too. And we'll go to this side over here.
Yeah, raising money should be easy.
I'm Matt Holsky. I'm with the Institute for Sustainable Enterprise, part of the Fairleigh Dickinson Business School. We work with a lot of great companies. I guess my question is mostly about the nature of social entrepreneurship, which I believe is a pretty new phenomenon. And we're in the early years, I guess, and I guess I have to register a mild complaint about where it is now, and I hope it's something that's thought about and we evolve a lot from where we are from what I'm hearing. I guess the intro talks about social entrepreneurship as it's innovative, and I guess it is, but it also talks about it as being a boundary-spanning activity by its nature. And I guess what I'm mostly hearing is pretty traditional stuff in terms of who you would fund and what kind of businesses and the kind of particular kind of criteria that you have. Particularly I was struck by Nate's comment, looking for personal magnetism, which in my view is nothing really new. I mean, people who have it have great advantages over those of us who don't. But I guess I'm hoping we reach a stage where maybe that's not so important anymore, because like 5% of the population have it. And I guess my experience with some of the organizations, some that are here, some that are not, it's they have these remnants of traditional criteria that I really hope they, in the privacy of their own offices, they sit back and they think about and say, wait a minute, that's the old way we did things. We're trying to do something different here, and later I can tell you what some of the examples are.
Yeah, I would love to hear some of the examples. I think because we have sort of a 25-year history of funding and have tried to grow with the space as it's evolved. You know, we really started out as just giving grants to very traditional nonprofits in a very traditional way. And so as more innovative ideas have bubbled up through our application process, we've tried to tweak things a bit to accommodate that. But at the same time, we are still looking for the things that have worked for us in the past. We've had a relatively good track record, and we feel like we've dialed in on some of the things that we've found to make for a successful organization. But we're constantly reviewing that criteria, and I threw out just sort of a couple of a much longer list, but absolutely agree that this idea of personal or resource magnetism is a very traditional idea, but it's one that I think we've held on to because we've found that it's something that works. In terms of us developing with the space, we didn't really make a decision to start funding for-profits. We just took the applications as we did every year, and about 5 years ago, we started to see a few for-profits that just had the creative or crazy idea that they would apply to us, and we said, well, we never said we wouldn't fund organizations like this. Let's take a look at this. And so that was how we sort of got into the space, and at this point we're funding, my portfolio this year is about half nonprofit and half for-profit. And so we're definitely moving into that direction. And I think some of the for-profit businesses that we're funding are very much on the cutting edges of their fields, even if the criteria that we use at times looks a little bit traditional. But I'd love to continue the conversation afterwards.
Can I add just a little piece of this? I'll be brief. So social enterprise is not really new, right? I mean, all businesses have a social impact. Most don't pay any attention to what it is. Some it's negative, and some it's positive. What's new is basically that we would start out with a declared intention of accomplishing something that is bigger than simply returning capital to shareholders, right? That's what's new in the space. So there have been businesses that have done that in the past. It's just not been a movement. We now have a movement of people and organizations that care enough about the rest of the elements, community, environment, people, that the externalities associated with running a business, that they will take into account what it would cost to clean up the mess made by extracting the coal out of the mine, right? In terms of what their profit and loss statement looks like. That's what's new. That we're getting to accounting treatments that would allow us to do it, that we have legal structures that would allow us to take into consideration other things. That's really what's new. But at the end of the day, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything about, I don't think there's a formula about whether you fund dull people or interesting people, right? I don't know that there's any methodology to interesting people do business better than dull people. I don't know how you even define interesting from dull. But I would say that the things that make for a successful business are the things we're all looking for. So if the Institute can come up with some new ways for us to know in advance who will be successful, we're all for it. We'd like to drop that into our underwriting criteria, and we'll make a whole bunch of new loans.
Okay, one second.